Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first edition of the RUNBACK, presented by SukuFGC. I'm 12 Rugby Death. I'm here with my co-commentator, Panda Richie. How are we doing, Richie?
Hello, Hako. Yes, it's wonderful to be back here on cast with you once more, and I'm doing fantastic. Very excited to be commentating some Street Fighter today. I hope you're just excited as I am, especially with the new rebrand now for the RUNBACK. It's looking good.
Oh, absolutely. I love rebrands like this because it's almost a whole new tournament series in itself. We get to see the same faces, the same names, but we also get this whole new kind of perspective of maybe newer players coming in because of that rebrand, some new names, some new titles, some new champions potentially, and it could be one of these two coming up now in Winners Round 2 on Suku versus Roozu.
So, going into Winners Round 2, it's going to be interesting to see how both of these players, pilot their, chosen characters. So, I mean, tell us a little bit, on the top of your head, Hacker, about, the happenings within Street Fighter. Who's, currently dominating the meta? Who do you think's, coming out on top? Who's the big winners at the moment?
At the moment, it's actually a pretty wide variety of characters. I've seen characters just generally be good overall. It's essentially a pretty balanced game, but one of the main offenders right now you'll see in the Street Fighter community is that Mai, and Suku is going to be running it straight away, that Master Mai coming through. But Roozu with a C.Viper, which I actually haven't seen too much, despite it being the newest character.
Yeah, I mean, C.Viper, very well renowned for how technical of a character she is, compared to Mai, who is very much on the opposite end in most people's, minds when it comes to technicalities. Complete polar opposites, but Suku is going to be the first one to take the rounds. Now, Roozu is going to be using that drive rush in and using that, that leap to try and, get into, close combat range. But right now, a little bit of footsies going on, but the parry is not going to connect, and now Roozu is going to find an opportunity to punish Suku, but Suku's been able to lose the corner and give it back to Roozu, and now we're going to go into the level 1 super to get into that install.
Live impact comes through, but one thing I've noticed already is that Suku's getting a lot of anti-airs missed here, because Roozu is getting 3 jump-ins all the time. Suku really needs to check the anti-airs right now.
Yeah, I mean, with C.Viper's main gameplay, Azu just going in with those wild flares of the hot heels. Just wants to get in, wants to jump in, wants to get in, get out. So those anti-airs are going to be absolutely crucial. And Suku, like you said, missing them is not being able to just exploit Roozu's, weaknesses in their game plan. But Suku able to find one connection, drives, rushes in, puts Roozu into burnout. So drive impact would have connected, but Roozu is able to find themselves a connection and gets themselves a level 3.
Yeah.
And what a level 3 that is.
Big damage on the board right now after that level 3, but resources still available for Suku. Oh.
And Suku just lets that level 3 rip right off from Wake Up and puts them on even Stevens in terms of HP. Oh, but the driving plant does not connect and catches the throw, and Roozu takes that game. So game number 1 going over to Roozu. Nicely done.
Yes, straight into the next one. I don't think we're going to be seeing any character switches from these two. Maybe apart from Roozu, who I know potentially has a character in the back, if I'm not mistaken. But I think probably we'll be sticking with Viper for consistency here in this tournament.
Yeah, you don't want to switch your game. You don't want to be switching your game plan up too much, otherwise you're just not going to be able to get your head into the game, and things are just going to get a little bit of a mishmash. But I tell you what's not Roozu's connection to the combo. Well, just as I said, that Caster Curse is a wonderful thing. Now Suku's taking back the turn just before Roozu's able to do in-turn, and the pressure coming out connects them onto the install from Suku. So they've got a few little bit of firepower in the back of their arsenal, and they're going to close out that round in spectacular fashion.
Remember what I said about the anti-airs? Suku hits that one and takes the round. If they can do a couple more of those, they'll find themselves with big advantages in the neutral game, and right now getting the advantage in the corner as well.
Yeah. Nice special into the fire install. Oh, but those anti-airs are punishing Suku dearly. Nice super jump to get into the corner, but those parries are coming out quite nicely.
Good break.
Suku would take nice tech throw. Oh, grabs the drive impact. sends him into the corner despite being in burnout. Very, very confident. So.
Oh, the knock up.
Yeah, Hacker, this is looking a bit of a dicey situation for Suku now that they're in burnout, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. All the chip damage, but gets the drive back right now. And it is pretty close to a perfect parry punish counter. This is going to be great damage right now for Suku. Has some meter to burn as well. Going to be good damage here.
Yeah, going to get into the install, sending out those fire fans just to force them to jump and to get their way into neutral. Now, as they're both out in burnout, chip damage is in fact going to be a dangerous thing. And that game number 2 is going to be going over to Suku in convincing fashion.
Nicely done. One apiece. As far as I know, we're playing first to 3s throughout the entire thing because that's Street Fighter. But we'll see what happens now. I think it might be the character switch, actually. Looks like it's going to be the My Mirror. Yes, it is first to 3. We've just got confirmation from the TOs. There you go.
So interesting. Could we be seeing a My Mirror? Yes, we are. So now that Roozu has switched from, you know, one of the most technical characters over to probably like we said earlier, one of the easier characters to pilot. Let's see how Roozu's game plan changes. I was going for a speedy start, nice DP. You know, trying to get a bit of damage in. Oh, but nice and low onto connection into the drive rush, into the level 1 install. Getting those fire fans up nice and easy. But Suku is very much in burnout, so not able to do anything.
Remember, I did mention earlier that Roozu did have a character in the back, and this is the character they have in the back, and the Mai is really good here. I think this might be a question of them trying to avoid playing the mirror. I know there's quite a few players that don't like playing mirrors for whatever reason, but Roozu seems to be playing pretty well right now with that chip out win in round number 1.
Yeah, it's a good start. Oh, whiffs the throw, and Suku's going to punish that with a nice drive rush into overhead, into the special to put him into the corner. And then now we're going into potential throw loops. Text the throw. You don't want to get caught up in that, but the drive rush into the low is going to punish Roozu. Oh, nice little shimmy! Those dancing feet are perfect for that round. And Suku has put themselves in contention now to taking series number 1 for them in winners round 2. Nice DP from Roozu. Now Hako, all things are leading to Suku's victory right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That jump in is going to get caught. I think it was pretty much red because they were going to jump over the fan anyway and are going to get caught by the anti-air. And Suku, nice, but unfortunately gets caught in the opposite situation. Oh my days. Just going to get pushed against the corner. Be careful there. The super's going to get spent. And now we have the danger with a burnout.
Yeah, Roozu, they might have been able to put them into the corner, but they are, like you said, they are in danger of burnout, and all that chip damage coming through is going to be absolutely devastating for the nice DP to anti-air, and that's going to seal the deal as Suku makes the way forward into winners round 3.
Yeah. Well, actually, we're playing first to 3s today, Panda Richie.
Oh, sorry, first to 3s.
So yes, it's first to 3. So Suku needs to get one more in order to move on to winners round 3. But we'll see what happens. And it's going to be another character switch from Roozu into the Kimberly, one of the most technical characters in this game. As far as I know, some of the most executionally difficult combos available in Street Fighter 6 on this character.
Interesting. So we've had 3 character swaps across, going into our game number 4. So Roozu, they've got options. They're just trying to figure out which one is working out right now. Whereas Suku's option number 1 is just, doing wonders for them. And now Roozu is just trying to find the way in, trying to see what they can do, exploit, Suku's game plan. So Hacker, how do you think this one's going to be going?
I think it's going to be pretty interesting. I mean, I think Suku's been adapting really, really well to all of Roozu's stuff recently. And as a great coach once told me, simple is best. So I think Suku is playing that style to a T right now.
That they are, and Roozu is going for, overwhelming them with the options of numbers. But I don't think Suku is at all phased. That's a lot of damage coming in and out. They've still got at least one more install from their fire in their back pocket just in case they need it. But Roozu has got all the pressure going in.
Oh, is that going to go through it? What? Punish it.
They're just waiting. And that canister setup was done incredibly well. And it's just magic pistol. And a fan is all Suku needed to take that round and put themselves onto series point.
Nicely done. And I love going for the safe option at round end there. just to make sure, you know, Roozu couldn't do anything, couldn't dash in, output the offense they wanted to. Really nice option coverage there from Suku to try and take that round away from Roozu there.
Roozu doesn't have those, you know, zoning options quite like Suku does, so it's all or nothing in terms of the game plan for Roozu, but right now it's going incredibly well. Level 3, like you said, getting popped. Over 50% of the Suku's HP is gone from that exchange, and now they are in burnout, so this is an incredibly dangerous situation for them. Suku just trying to read them to go in for the DP, but Roozu is not biting the bait. Going in for the DP into the stun. Nice setup with the spray cans, and now Roozu is styling on Suku in the corner. They put themselves into burnout, but they get the DP, and they're going to throw them into the ground to end the round. Roozu keeping themselves in the fight for this one, aren't they, Hako?
Yeah, I don't mind that from Suku, though. In that situation, you need to get out of the corner. So losing the round on a DP there, I don't think is that bad, because the risk paramount to your rewards staying in the game is actually better there. So I don't mind Suku actually going for that DP in round end, because that's the only way they could have got out of that dangerous situation. But right now, Suku doesn't need to do anything dangerous, because they've got the full offense going in the corner.
Yeah, Roozu is just trying to just scramble the way out of the corner. There are not many options for them to go forward in with, but they're trying to capture them a little bit. Suku.
This could be dead.
Suku says, anything that you can do, I can do better, and I'm just going to close out this series and move on to round 3 and send you down to losers. So see you later, Roozu. Down you go.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is absolutely very well done, Suku. Moving on there to play against Darkest in the winners quarter-final there. And as we're waiting for the next game to be ready, which I think is Slow versus Eodart, we would love to talk about Arcade Parts UK, which is currently sponsoring Strike Fist. If you go onto Arcade Parts UK and use the code STRIKE10, that is STRIKE 10, the number 10, 10, you get 10% off your entire order across the entire site. Is absolutely amazing deal for you. It is a local company in the UK for your arcade parts. I'm considering getting some new Sanwas for my very own stick, which I can show you right now on stream. There you go. And I'm probably going to use Arcade Parts UK because they're an amazing local shop. You know, they send the best quality parts and for a great price. And for an even better price, you can use the code STRIKE10. It's a win-win-win. You support the locals here at Strike Fist, you support a local arcade shop, and you get some amazing new parts for your controller. What more could you ask for? Strike 10 on Arcade Parts UK. But right now, we're going into Misfortune versus Sephiroth.
A.K.I versus Sagat. So from what I've been seeing, Sagat's been running quite amok. But I'll tell you what, Misfortune is making things work in their favor, starting off with a perfect.
Yeah, a little bit of speed up, but we've caught up now. And it's going to be the chip from that poison is going to do quite a lot to this Sagat. Because I think there's going to be a little bit of a struggle getting in against this A.K.I. I can't lie to you, Pandavici.
Yeah, A.K.I is a very tricky character and has got a lot of tools for the job. And Misfortune is just absolutely exploiting that toolbox to perfection. Game number 1, swiftly going over to Misfortune. So Sephiroth gonna find it difficult trying to get in, but I say that they managed to find a way to get in, get a little bit of damage, so already off to a better start than last game. But that being said, it's most unfortunate for them right now, as everything is just not going their way. Misfortune is just keeping them in the corner, setting them up with their poison traps, kicking, spinning, slicing, dicing Sephiroth to oblivion. And look at that HP. The poison's not going to keep from 1. Honestly,
that's a very good whiff punish from Sephiroth there, but a nice jump over from Misfortune to end the round. And I just think this is too dangerous for Sephiroth, Pandavici.
Yeah, Sephiroth is not finding the tools for the job, as Misfortune is expertly using that A.K.I to close in the gap, slither in, be sneaky beaky. Drive Impact just right off the bat just manages to hit. The EX Fireball not able to find much. Nice block.
Nice punish.
And that's going to punish them out.
There's been some good punishes on both ends, actually, Pandavici, in my opinion. Both of these guys have been punishing whiffs and anything that's minus on block really effectively, you can see right there. But I think generally, oh, Fatty Five impact the wall. But generally, I think, you know, both players need to slow the game down. I think Sephiroth is going in too kind of willy-nilly now and is getting caught up by Misfortune's counter hits. And I think that's costing them a lot of rounds.
That is... We might have to, you know, look into the fact that the skill disparity is, you know, quite large. So, you know, in terms of experience, Misfortune very much has the upper hand, but in terms of fighting power, Sephiroth is very much...
no way.
But they've managed to whiff punish Sephiroth's jab.
Does that kill?
Just the slightest margin.
That doesn't kill, right? It kills!
It does. The critical art, sending them in. Down and out. So, Misfortune 1 round away from a 3-0 clean sweep.
Nicely done by Misfortune, and this is looking like game number 1 yet again. Sephiroth needs to find a way out of this corner and does so, but they're just stuck here. Now it's going to be a huge punish for Misfortune off of that whiff DP.
Yeah, Misfortune just forcing Sephiroth and conditioning them into a situation where they exactly want them to be in, and is able to punish that jumps over the drive impact, and Sephiroth's HP is just slowly chipping down thanks to that poison. Nice parries from Misfortune, just get a little bit of a drive gauge back, and just trying to just shimmy their way in. Ooh, not quite punishing that whiff, but they are going to just get a nice anti-air, and they go to seal that round.
Almost every option was covered there. They got to run in behind the projectile, they went slidey and got the throw there to make sure that they couldn't actually do anything. There were so many options covered there from Misfortune. I'm not sure what Sephiroth can really do in this situation, I can't lie to you.
There's not really much. Nice DP to start things off, but not able to find much more. Good parry from Misfortune just to block the damage. Oh, you can see Misfortune jumping in to try and bait them, but nice parry into the punish counter, and now Misfortune is going to look to seal the deal, almost coming up to getting their level 3 now.
Let's break.
Nice tech on the throw. Oh, but Sephiroth gets caught, probably on mash right there. Blocking the fireball, but good low. Not able to convert much more. And just chip damage coming out from Misfortune. Sephiroth is just getting lower and lower. And down they fall, and down falls Sephiroth into the losers bracket as Misfortune continues a run into the winners semis.
Yeah, a very deserved win there, played very expertly to move on against Sephiroth there, and the next game up is going to be Slow versus Eodart here to get into to qualify into our top 8. That is, which is the winners semi-final. That's going to be very, very exciting. And you know, in this first iteration of the run back, you want to put your name on the map, right? You know, we can talk about the Jam Sesh Onlines in the past, but this is a completely new series that is going to be run month on month. And when you have those very consistent series, you want to, you know, first of all, put your name out there on the map just to say, hey, I'm someone who has done well at this event before. You can actively condition an opponent before the set starts, saying, hey, I do well in this series, potentially, and your opponent can just get a bit miffed off of that before the set even starts. So it's a great way to start off, you know, a tournament series, a brand new one, if you start off really well in the debut version of it with, you know, a great result, because, you know, you get confident going into the next ones moving forward, and, you know, get that kind of momentum flowing month on month that you're like, hey, my favorite tournament series is coming up, I've done well at this before, let me do well again.
Exactly that. Couldn't have said it better myself, Hako. Yeah, so debuting as the first champion, you know, you're going to apply pressure through presence alone. Like you said, by continuously attending these events, continuously, you know, dominating them, you improve your seeding, you improve your performance. You're going to put, yes, you might put a target on your back. However, you do put the pressure on the opponents just through name alone. So, you know, winning these types of tournaments is always a great feeling for these participants, and especially to win the first one, you know, it's a big step, you know, especially for the run back, you know, new tournament, fresh face. It's something that you definitely want to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have some fans in the chat of both players coming up as well. I see you, chat. Be sure to send some questions, and if you want, there's people cheering for Slow. Eodart is ready in the chat as well, so seems like players are ready to go. But coming up now, I feel like this is going to be a really interesting loser side as well, as far as I can see. As much as we see the players on the winner's side, and we know those players, we've seen Link Nova and Jag4 Binks before in the previous iteration of Jam Sesh SF6. The loser side is looking really strong as well, and right now we're going to continue into our winner's side with Eodart versus Slow, and that's going to be the DJ versus the A.K.I.
So, one who's ready to jam, and one who's ready to send their opponents 6 feet underground through malicious intent. Who will come out on top? Right now, Slow is making a nice start, not able to chip through the drive impacts, and Eodart is styling on Slow right now as they put them into the corner. A nice jab with the lights to get them out. Switch sides. Oh, but the drive rush to connect onto Slow. Putting the pressure on. Oh, nicely done.
Yeah, these have been some nice drive impacts from Eodart here. Unfortunately, has been dropping a little bit of execution, and that might be because of lag, it looks like. But it's allowed Slow some opportunity to get out of situations they normally wouldn't. So Eodart might need to kind of warm up their hands a little bit, make sure that execution is correct, because they've been getting really good advantageous situations. They just need to execute on them.
That they do. Nice drive reversal to punish counter, put Slow into burnout, but Slow is just slowly chipping away. Eodart, nice EX, kicks to just seal the deal. Yeah, and now nicely done with a drive rush in behind the projectile from Slow, going to put Eodart into the corner straight away. Let's see if they can execute perfect parry and gonna swap the situation. Oh, nice tech on the throw. Oh, and EX fireball to just close them in, to just overwhelm Slow right now. Eodart slowly chipping away at that health bar as best they can, but they are very close to putting themselves into burnout. Oh, Slow slithering their way in, as sneaky as a snake, but not able to put their fangs into their prey quite yet. Drive rush is going to get punished. Eodart bringing all the momentum, putting Slow into burnout as well as themselves. They are just putting on that relentless pressure until Slow makes a mistake, which they haven't done just yet, Hako.
Yeah, not yet. I'm surprised that Eodart has actually afforded Slow this much space, especially in the corner as DJ. Of course, they are out of drive, but I haven't seen a lot of strike throw, which is normally what DJ is famous for. I'd love to see some more of that strike throw in the corner, because they're really just outputting the low checks and forcing Slow to block. And it's a nice catch there from Eodart, but I would love to see more of that strike throw mix in the corner. I think it could catch Slow off guard.
Exactly that. Maybe this might be all part of Eodart's plan to condition Slow into thinking that they're not going to be doing many of those strike throws, only to get them in, and I think they're doing exactly that. Slow trying to just find the way into corner. You see Eodart just trying to shimmy back, not to let them, lose to the cross up. Faking out those projectiles. Nice parry. Not going to find much more.
Oh, nice
drive rush into the anti-air, like you said. Hako not able to find much more.
Yeah, they're just trying to find their way in, and it's pretty difficult. Nice parries, trying to find a perfect, but can't get one, unfortunately. And now Slow takes the opportunity to do a ton of damage in the corner here.
This is a great start for Slow. And they just keep that combos going, keeping the pressure on. They're going to take that round for them. So going into round 2, Slow's putting themselves to take game number 2. But Eodart is just going to let their kicks fly right off the bat. You can see that they're just playing footsies right now, trying to get the space. Oh, those ankles are getting snapped from both sides. Nice anti-air. Slow's able to slide in. Oh, but they're going to block the cross up. Not going to connect. Eodart, they're both just trying to take their turns back. One of them is just waiting for the other to make a mistake, and Slow is going to be capitalizing on that nicely. Eodart not going to bait the jump, playing so patiently. And Slow is just getting decimated. Eodart reading Slow like a book.
That's it.
And down Slow falls.
Yeah, and what I liked about that from Eodart is that they actually conserved the meter. They actually only used 1 bar there to get the kill, meaning they go into the final round with a potential to get a level 3, which is exactly what they need.
Oh, nice bait on the throw from Slow right there. Toying with their prey. Now Eodart is just getting beaten and and punished, and that goes through. And I think we're about to see a perfect level 3 coming out. I think that's just going to be enough damage. Yes, it is. You can see it all chipped out. Perfect from Slow to equalize the scoreline.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few perfects from A.K.Is today. Just that overwhelming presence of being able to get in safely and then output the mix-up is so strong from this A.K.I, and then they can play slow too if needed. It is absolutely nuts how good these players are on A.K.I today. But Eodart with some potential here in game number 3.
Yeah, the A.K.I players are very much out in full force, but right now Eodart is going to be one of those bastions to try and stop their relentless pursuit. And they're able to do just that as they manage to take back the turn, punish Slow for what they tried to commit to. Nice parries, nice blocking, nice defense from Eodart until it isn't. They are in burnout right now, so Slow has got very much of an advantage. They drive rush in. They catch those ankles from Eodart, and that's going to be enough for them to take this round.
Yeah, what I love about this is Slow is actively checking the engagements. So you can see whenever Eodart is trying to drive rush in or trying to dash in, they always get checked with a low short or low something. They keep on getting checked on their engagement, and Slow is just utilizing that to their advantage because they know this DJ wants to get in.
That they do. They want to get in, they want to do a lot of damage, and they want to hit hard. Slow is very much preventing all of that by using all the tools in their box. Nice punish from Slow right there. Eodart trying to just right go in as really aggressive, but not allowing a nice bait on the throw. And now Slow is just going to do a lot of damage, Hako, and I think this might just be enough for them.
Level 3? Yeah, level 3! Let's see how close it is. I think there's scaling, but yeah, it's going to be dead here. Magnum Opus!
There we are. So Slow puts themselves on, was it game series point? Yeah, yep. Series point now for Slow. A good start from Slow. Ooh, trying to just shimmy away from Eodart after conditioning them, but Eodart is not going to bite, and they're in fact going to punish Slow for even attempting to condition them. Now Eodart's put Slow into the corner, jumping through. Ooh, EX slide to switch the side. And Eodart is just going to get caught completely unawares. Nice parry and defense in the corner. Ooh, trying to drive rush.
Yeah, tried to get the grab in to try and swap the positions yet again, but Slow very wise to it. And now it's going to be a full stun. Oh, the damage is palpable. And that's going to be another round on the board for Slow. 99 seconds away from moving on to winner semis.
And that level 2 just to style on Eodart right there. Expending all the meter. Very confident.
Ooh, nice punish.
Nice
good
punish.
Patience.
Good parries coming out from Slow. Oh, but nice sliding through the fireball. Eodart had to just block one or the other, and they couldn't choose between which one. And so Slow is going to be able to just punish this completely. Nice command grab. Keep them in the corner. Oh, but nice drive reversal to just punish them. And now Eodart has an opportunity to take back the turn, but Slow is just going to be very patient. Oh, and once again get caught by the drive impact.
Oh wait, that's going to go through. Oh. That's going to connect.
No, it's stopped. Oh my goodness. Just a little bit too far out. And Slow is just going to keep momentum on their side. And now Eodart is just trying to put Slow into burnout, which they're able to. So Eodart has got the upper hand, but if that anti-air has anything to say about it,
no, not able to convert.
No, good anti-air, nice played from Eodart, but it's not going to be enough. And Slow, patience is a virtue, and you've won yourself a spot in winner's semi against Misfortune.
Yeah, that will be an A.K.I mirror as far as I'm concerned between those two. I can't wait for that one to be on stream. But as we're going through bracket, let's talk about what's happened so far. Link Nova versus Jag4 Binks just happened, and Jag4 Binks moved on 3-2. That was an amazing set, went the full distance. Suku versus Darkest is still happening in the other winners quarterfinal right now. Bellerophon in losers round 3 qualified through. Link Nova and Un1D or Unid, I think that is, in losers round 3. Sephiroth also there, and Snelson, Strike Fierce's very own, in losers round 3 as well. So we're just waiting for our next winners round to be ready to go on stream. But while we're waiting for that, why don't you go and check out Arcade Parts UK and use the code STRIKE10 to get 10% off site-wide. Again, absolutely amazing quality arcade parts shipped from right here in the UK. It is absolutely amazing stuff. And if you use the code STRIKE10, it helps support the local here at Strike Fierce, and you get 10% off site-wide at Arcade Parts UK. So if you want to support Strike Fierce, you want to support fighting games in the UK by supporting a local arcade parts company, and you want to get yourself some nice shiny new arcade parts, why don't you go ahead and go on to Arcade Parts UK and use the code STRIKE10 for 10% off site-wide. Absolutely amazing deal for you guys. Go at home. You can go literally check out the site for 5 minutes between, the games that are happening right now. It's a great idea. You might see something you want, Who knows? New book converter for you before VSF.
Exactly that. You might want to get yourself a shiny new stick that you want to build yourself. And what better way to do it, especially in the UK, where getting parts from worldwide might be difficult. So why not cut out that middleman and go to Arcade Parts UK, where they can be that supplier for you. Everything is there right at your fingertips. If you're in the UK, I don't think you'll be silly not to go to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of new arcade parts and what's going to be happening next, it will be Suku versus Jag4 Binks coming up now. Jag4 Binks, a very classic competitor in the previous Jam Sesh Online for SF6, and Suku, someone we saw before with the Mai, had an amazing 3-0 against Darkest earlier on in bracket, and has been running through bracket pretty consistently throughout. But I recently actually learned something about Suku, and I think it is that they have a Jamie as well. No, it's not a Jamie. I think they have something else. They definitely have another character in the back. Interesting. Is what I've learned.
Maybe Jag4 Binks will be the reason Suku brings out this pocket pick. Within their arsenal.
Yeah, I know they have another character in the back. Oh, they have multiple characters in the back. Okay, it's not just one. This is my research paying off here. So yeah, they've played loads of different characters. It looks like to me they've got Guile, they've got JP, they've got Luke. I see a Yuri in there. So they have a ton of characters that they can actually play, and they've been placing well in other tournaments as well, like Set and Reset and Jolta League. So on par to do very well here today. And they're playing against Jag4 Binks, and Jag4 Binks is a pretty well-known player here at Strike Fierce. I know they might be playing Akuma, actually. I'm not sure how they've been doing recently, but I know they have an Ed, they have an Akuma, and they've been doing pretty similarly well. They've been playing Manchester, they've been playing at Drowning Pools, all the classic UK tournaments, SFO, Set and Reset, all of that. So they've been playing really, really well recently, and so I think we're going to have a really close matchup here, Panda.
I think we are, like you said, looking through the tournament bracket, both these players have been doing incredibly well. And with Suku, through your research, being the Swiss Army knife that they are, could potentially have options to go up against Jag4 Binks' Akuma. And Akuma, from what I remember, consistently a strong character, very popular pick, within the community.
Yep.
And it's a character that you will consistently see in tournaments. In fact, it'll be incredibly rare not to see them,
Yeah,
in a
absolutely.
tournament bracket.
Yeah. I mean, I was just talking about, Jag4 Binks' pocket picks, but we might see, they're just going to go for their main straight away in Bison, which is what we've seen from them before. But I did want to give a shout out to their back two characters, because you never know, they might come out, especially against the Mai. And with players like this that have so many different characters, you might want to play the counter pick war a little bit. It can be interesting, but if you do play the counter pick war, you need to be sure to win game 1 to get that losers pick advantage in game number 5.
That you do. Oh, great perfect parry from Suku to put Jag4 Binks into the corner. Oh, but that super is going to connect onto Suku. So nice amount of damage. And Bison is one of those characters that once you let them start get going, it's going to be hard to stop because they can just output a boatload of damage. And these overhead stomps, stomping Suku like a little Goomba. And Jag4 Binks is going to take round of number 1.
Yeah, I mean, jumping on top of the head like Bink, and there we go. We're moving on into the corner, and that's going to be brilliantly done. That overhead engager, but nice jump from Suku fighting their way out of the corner. I'm going to spend the meter to do the additional damage there.
Yeah, they're going to put themselves onto install. Nice parry into that DP anti-air. Jag4 Binks quite relying on the overhead stomp and using those drives, like tornadoes, to just get into Suku's face and trying to apply the Psycho Drive Bomb. Oh, but they're going to get caught out again. Those overheads getting blocked by Suku just leads Jag4 into a punishable situation. They're trying to condition them.
Perfect parry!
Parry, nicely done.
No punish though, unfortunately. Does get the advantage. No punish, gets the throw for Jag4 Binks into the corner. Drive impact, yep.
Yeah,
I think Jag4 Binks was cooked there either way, because if they block, they get stunned into the corner. If they don't block, they get hit and lose the round. So kind of tough either way for Jag4 Binks there. Kind of checkmate situation.
Yeah, if they were continuing to block, the chip damage would have just been more than enough. Suku going straight into that level 3. Trying to put as much damage onto Jag4 Binks' character as much as possible. But Bison quite the meaty HP bar. So he's got a lot of tough meat to chew through if you're Suku, but death by 1,000 cuts might be the play, unless Jag4's got anything to say about it as they drill their way through Suku. Not before they lose their turn, Hako.
Yeah, and it's another overhead. They've been paying dividends for Jag4 Binks so far, but Suku trying to find their way in. A nice spend of meter here, going to cash out and leave the bank on 0.
Will this be enough? No, it will not be enough to close it out, but that overhead to smack them in. And then one more hit to close it out. So game number 1 going to Jag4 Binks. Nicely done, drilling their way through the tournament right now.
Yeah, absolutely nice crusher there. And going to get the drive rush in throw from Suku. Nicely done. And another engagement from Jag4 Binks from full screen. I think that's really what's catching Suku off guard, is where they're engaging from. If they can keep
doing really well. We got the Psycho Drive Bomb, but it's not going to be finding their mark. Suku keeps blocking it, manages to get themselves into the install. Oh, jumps over Jag4 Binks, trying to just drill their way forward, and it's going to punish them severely now as they both approach the danger zone. Oh, nice overhead stomp from Jag4 Binks, just absolutely caving Suku's head in and just taking away their health bar before they got their drive meter back up. So through chip damage, Jag4 takes the game. Manages to drill through those fans. What's going to win? A full body tornado or fans on fire? I'll tell you which one it is going to be. And Suku's just getting completely decimated. They explode in the corner. DP gets blocked, and now Jag4 Binks is going to find a great punish. They apply another Psycho Drive Bomb, and it's just going to absolutely pummel them with a perfect game.
Yeah, Suku was just playing so risky there, did so many punishable options, and Jag4 Binks was completely ready to punish all of them. So very well done there from Jag4 Binks, and it looks like it's going to be one of the character switches from Suku maybe, because they've gone back to the lobby, Pandavici.
I think we are in fact going to be seeing that character switch, but what they're going to be switching to, we'll have to see. Oh, the Sagat. Interesting.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not really surprised, but also I think it's interesting that they've gone for this option here, because this is the option that they clearly think is going to counter the Bison, right? So I'm not sure how exactly they think they're going to counter the Bison, but I want to see the game plan in action before I bash it.
I think in terms of playstyles, the skills are very much transferable, but there are a few nuances into how to pilot each character. But right now, Suku has made the right choice switching to the Sagat, stopping all of Jag4 Binks' advances.
Nice punish.
Nice punish onto that DP. I think using that extension from Sagat's DP is catching Jag4 Binks off guard. Ow.
Sometimes just changing character itself can be a timing mix-up in itself, because your opponent is so used to the timing of a different character. You're now switching timers completely to play your new character optimally, and your opponent can get caught off guard by just that. But Jag4 Binks seems ready and is looking to take round number 1 here.
Jag4 Binks trying to just chip through Suku's HP. They do put themselves into burnout, so a very dangerous situation.
Oh, no way!
Oh, nice, they managed to use their super through the drive impact, putting Jag4 Binks into burnout. Oh, and that's a lot of damage that they're going to apply onto them. Read them like a book. Great start for Suku. This counter pick is working absolutely dividends for them, Hako.
Yeah, very well done there, but I can't deny the fact that Jag4 Binks was also playing well starting off that round. Made a couple of mistakes closing it out, and Suku took advantage of them. But I think Jag4 Binks is completely fine into this. I wouldn't worry too much if you're a fan.
Jag4 Binks able to overcome the first few missteps that they had in round number 1. And they're able to take the momentum back in their hands and equalize the rounds, putting Jag4 Binks onto series point and moving into winners final, potentially.
Yeah, I like the idea from Suku actually to play the Sagat, because it's more damaging than the Mai was. And we were saying death by 1,000 cuts earlier. Maybe Suku just wants to win the game in less interaction because of the damage that Sagat can output. But Jag4 Binks is just not allowing Suku to output any damage with all of this pressure.
They are not. Dry rush into the overhead, into the throw. Expertly done from Suku. Now, as we're playing a little bit of a spacing game, both sides are just trying to play a little bit of footsies, just trying to see who's going to be getting in. And the first one to punish the other is going to be Jag4, as they spend that meter and they just drill Suku down into lowers and continue on forward into winners final in 3-0 fashion.
I feel like if you've watched Jam Sesh Online SF6 before, this was the player you've expected to go to the grand finals, and the player you'd probably expect to win it if you've watched a lot of these Jam Sesh SF6s before. But right now, we are moving on to the A.K.I mirror, which will be Slow versus Misfortune. And I'm very excited to see this A.K.I mirror, because normally when you watch mirrors, you get to see the playstyle of both characters shine a lot more, because you're like, okay, this player plays this character a lot faster than the other one, and you can, really tell a difference in the way they like to play. When I was watching these two play their winners quarterfinals games, they felt like they both played very similar. They just played very optimal, consistent A.K.I, trying to get the engagement, trying to set the projectile, move in behind it. So I'm very interested to see the differences of how these two are going to adapt to each other.
Interesting indeed. Both the same character, but they will each pilot it differently. Like you said, one might be playing faster than the other, but right now they're both playing incredibly defensive. The playstyles is very, very similar, neither wanting to overexert themselves than the other. But Misfortune is going to be getting themselves chipped out.
Oh, jump in, he gets the low check.
Misfortune is going to be getting a little bit of damage onto Slow right now.
Wow.
And
I didn't think that hit aerial.
No, I didn't, neither did I. It's a little thing that these A.K.I players will know themselves. Now, as Slow is slowly starting to lose HP, using those EX fireballs to try and get in, but Misfortune is not going to be biting. Throwing them in the corner, taking the throw. Playing a little bit of footsies right now. Oh, they tried to engage and they managed to connect the low just in time. So Misfortune capitalizing on that expertly well.
Yeah, using the X to get in and output the flames and then go for the low. Nicely done
Nice
from Misfortune there.
Nice command grab from Slow to put the pressure onto Misfortune. I'll tell you what, Hako, being Colorblind makes this matchup incredibly difficult, trying to see which color is which. I'm spending more time paying attention to the health bars, but right now Misfortune is taking a lot of damage, and that command grab from Slow is going to just chew through their health bars, but the drive reversal is going to counter them. EX fireballs in exchange to counter them out.
What can you say? Great A.K.I players think alike.
Exactly that. Could not have said that better myself, Akko. Oh, EX fireballs to cancel each other out, waiting for the other to bite. And Misfortune is going to start things off. And
I'm surprised that hit.
Slow is going to find the connection onto the level 1 super. Oh, tries to slide in, but not going to be able to find anything, but able to bait out the throw with the jump. Oh, connects with the overhead as well.
Wow. Yeah, nicely done, but nice catch on the drive rush in there from Misfortune. Going to spend the cash and deal as much damage as possible here for the magnum opus.
That they are. The HP wasn't quite low enough for the critical arts, but I'll tell you what is going to be low. Slow's HP bar all of a sudden.
Nice anti-air.
And they're not giving them a moment to breathe, and the anti-air coming in again. Nicely done. I think Slow tried to go for the overhead command grab like they did before, but Misfortune was just that quick on the trigger. They read them before. But those ankles going to get caught. Slow's got the momentum. Nice parries coming out. EX over. Connects onto the throw. So Misfortune trying to just get the momentum on their side. But that EX fireball is going to stop them in their tracks, followed by the drive rush. And now Slow is making quick work out of Misfortune right now, Hako.
Yeah, very nice spacing. Chose to, play slow, wait for that opportunity, and slow playing slow I think is just the correct idea in itself. But Misfortune now actually trying to make a comeback here, but gets caught by the anti-air trade, and that's going to be a round to Slow.
Slow very much living up to their name in terms of playstyle, able to close that one out, but they still need another to equalize the scoreline. So if they keep playing on like they have been, looking great contention. Oh, fly to get under, but not able to find much more from Slow. As far as things go, not much going their way.
Yeah, both players were trying to attack there and the air to air as well. Nice perfect parry. But you can see both of these players are trying to press at the same timing in the same position, and that just shows how well trained in A.K.I they are, because they know the timings of when they should be pressing.
They're reading each other's minds as if it is their own. And now Misfortune has got the upper hand. They're going to be closing out this round now, denying Slow an opportunity to equalize the scoreline. So closing out with the magnum opus. We are going to be going into potential final round.
Yeah, final round here in game number 2. If Misfortune takes this second game here, it's going to be exceptionally difficult for Slow to come back here. That reverse sweep is something we haven't seen so far done today. So Misfortune going 2-0 up is not something you want to see if you're Slow.
It's been a very difficult situation, one of a lot of pressure. No, nice. Nice. On the drive impact for the punish counter from Slow right there. Puts Misfortune into burnout. Slow does not have much in terms of drive resources for themselves. They have about one opportunity to utilize it, but they're going to spend it a little bit on the drive rush. Now as it connects more. Super connects. That's a great position for Misfortune to be in. Gives them a bit more time to get their drive back. They're zoning Slow out. But great engage from Slow. They're going to seal the deal, and they're going to even the scorelines out.
Yeah, nicely done from Slow there to make the score even there. Like I said, going 2-0 down is not something you want to see, I think, especially in a mirror match. You just have so much time to adapt back if you're 2-0 up in that position. But nice punish counter there from Misfortune, and they're going to just try and keep that neutral and play as concise as they can here.
They are nice, perfect parry coming out from Misfortune to keep Slow into the corner. They're going to continue on, but they dropped the combo. So this has given Slow a little bit of an opportunity to try and take some of their turn back, and they're going to whiff punish Misfortune for even making an attempt to engage. And Misfortune very much going to take back their turn.
Yep,
Both A.K.I
nice.
players playing neutral as best they can. Very much the
this
same.
is just great keep out from both players. They know when each other want to go in, so they're catching each other on engagements quite a lot of the time. And it's just making for an exceptionally close set where both players have to adapt their timing a ton.
That they are. Like you said, because they both know how to pilot this character so well, they know exactly those windows of opportunity to punish the other A.K.I. And it's working incredibly well for both sides, so whichever way it goes, it's quite unpredictable. So nice drive rush to engage in. Nice throw from Slow, pushing Misfortune into the corner, but Misfortune able to just take a little bit of their turn back. Oh, but the slide to cross up is not going to be caught unawares from Slow. It's going to punish Misfortune. EX Fireball to try and close in the gap, but the parry's coming out from Slow. It's one from Misfortune to get some of the drive gauge back. Oh, but they are going to get caught by that Fireball. A little bit of a
just in the corner. Oh, the EX gets caught by Slow, and they're going to even it up to final round here. And I think this is a very important round. Being on set point here is going to put immense pressure on the opponent. So this round is an all-important one.
Exactly that. Whether it's winners semi-final, losers semi-final, whoever wins this one gets the bragging rights of saying to the other that they are the better A.K.I player. And right now it's going all in Slow's favor, as they've been able to pilot this round expertly well compared to Misfortune.
Perfect.
So
oh no, not perfect.
Almost a perfect. You know, I can understand. Slither of HP was just lost somewhere in the wayside for Slow. So where it went, nobody knows.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm going to make an early caster call here for you, chat. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this matchup again in losers finals or in grants. I feel like there's going to be a run back of this mirror no matter what happens.
No
early caster call for you, chat.
No pun intended for the run back right there. But with how both these players have been playing, honestly, I would not be surprised if both of these will be meeting each other for a revenge match later on. The Misfortune doing incredibly well to just chip Slow out and just defense against the offense. Oh, but gets caught on the punish right there. Does
Is that over? Yes, the jump! No, wait, go for it again!
On wake up twice, Misfortune just rips that level 1. Gambling at its finest. Go buy a lottery ticket. Able to take their
if it
turn
doesn't
once
work, try again.
Exactly. Both these players know exactly what they need to do in order to engage, and they just do it at the exact same time.
Like I said, great A.K.I players think alike.
That they do indeed. Slow's got the pressure going on, trying to keep Misfortune into the corner, using that drive rush to continue closing the gap. Trying to play a little bit of footsies, but anti-air is going to stop them dead in their tracks. Oh, Misfortune not quite able to punish the parry right there and then. And Slow. They're both trying to just play neutral right now, waiting for one of them to make a mistake. And Slow is going to be the one to make it first.
Yeah, needs to be careful here. The engagement coming through.
Everything is working to a T. Nice, perfect parry. Oh, and the drive impact does not get caught out. Oh, but it drops the combo.
That's it.
Doesn't even matter.
Ooh.
Series point now. Either one of these could take it. And quite honestly, I have no idea who it's going to be because they're both playing incredibly well.
Absolutely. Like I said, I feel like this one could easily be a run back later on in bracket with how consistent these two are both playing. Nice, perfect parry here. And I would love to see a double Luigi's for the fans in chat. Our first double Luigi's of the bracket. Come on now.
Very much well, it could be. Nice punish from Slow. Putting Misfortune into the corner. Going for the nice B&B combo. You know, setting up that poison trap, trying to just get a little bit, as much chip jam as, you know, going down as possible. Puts themselves into burnout, but it's going to be more than enough to take that round. So Slow has got all the momentum riding on their side to put themselves into winner's final, Hako.
Yeah, absolutely. 99 seconds on the clock before you get that winner's final and guarantee yourself a top 3 finish. But We'll see what happens. Misfortune with some nice keep out there with a projectile and is going to get some solid damage on the board.
Misfortune is going to get put into burnout, and they are going to get punished for it as well. Pressure coming out from Slow, and that chip damage is going to be doing a lot. Nice. Super on a wake up. Just anti-air them out, but the dive in coming out, and then that drive impact is going to stun Misfortune. There's nothing that they can do. All they can do is just take this out, and the level 3 is going to be coming out incredibly shortly, and that's going to be enough to send Misfortune down into lowers. And Slow is going to be moving on into that top 3 spot. Right?
Magnum Opus.
Yes.
That's it. Nicely done from Slow to win that mirror there. Very, very hotly contested matchup between these two players. But we will be seeing Misfortune later on in our loser semis. And we, of course, will be seeing Jag4 Binks versus Slow in our winners finals. But before we get to that, we're going to go on a really quick break. And while we're on that quick break, why don't you go check out Arcade Parts UK and use the code STRIKE10 for 10% off site-wide and get yourself some shiny new buttons, a shiny new lever, some shiny new a shiny new stick overall. So why don't you go on to Arcade Parts UK during our quick 5-minute break, use the code STRIKE10 for 10% off site-wide, and we'll be right back with some more Street Fighter 6. Hello everybody and welcome back to the RUNBACK, the Street Fighter 6 online tournament presented by StrikeFierce and Arcade Parts UK. We are back. I'm SukuFGC. I'm here with Panda Richie. It's going to be an absolute banger, and we're moving into our winners finals, into our last section of the bracket at the minute with Jag4 Binks and Slow.
That indeed it is, Hacker. One of these two is going to be securing themselves a spot in the grand finals and in contention for winning the first ever RUNBACK series here with StrikeFierce. So we've been seeing both these players going through the brackets. They've both been playing incredibly well. Jag4 Binks with their M Bison doing an absolute tear through their section of the bracket, and Slow making their way, slowly chipping away, no pun intended, through their opponents, sending each and every one of them down into the lowers. But only one of these two is going to be making the way to the finals, and quite honestly, I couldn't tell you which one is going to be making it to that grand finals. I think either one of them most definitely deserves that spot.
Yeah, Slow obviously coming in with the A.K.I. The thing is, people who know this tournament series, Jam Session Online SF6, they'll have known Jag4 Binks has very, very good experience against A.K.I. and is possibly one of the favorites to win this entire event, to be honest with you. They've won a couple of these before, so despite the name change, people will know Jag4 Binks here in the StrikeFierce community. So we'll see how they do here against Slow, who is an A.K.I. that they haven't faced before, but I know they can play into this matchup relatively well.
They'll be able to. Maybe the experience from Jag4 Binks will be keeping them in check, but Slow is going to keep them at arm's length, trying to catch him on the cross-up. But with the punish now coming out from Jag4 Binks, putting that bomb onto Slow right now, keeping them into the corner. Psycho Crusher just putting them through, and again another plant of the bomb, but able to block the overhead before getting caught by the command grab. However, drive rushing in and putting the pressure on. Jag4 able to get their drive gauge back, so nice and healthy. Not going to get caught out by the chip, but the overhead catches one, and Slow once again ripping off these level 1s, catching their opponents completely unawares.
Yeah, Psycho Crusher EX coming through. Here comes the throw. Gonna get full knockdown into the corner. Has drive to spend. Doesn't need to spend it though if they convert the combo. Don't get to. Nice break, but the Psycho Crusher goes down for round number 1.
Obliterating Slow's insides right there. The Psycho Crusher and the bomb being attached to them. A lot of damage. Now they weren't able to overcome. Nice overhead to start things off, but Slow takes back the turn just as quickly as they lost it. Playing those footsies really, really well. A nice bait of the throw from Slow to push Jag4 Binks into the corner. Nice being B combo, drive impact to keep them in there.
Oh.
Jag4 Binks is just a punching bag for slow right now. They're just getting a death by 1,000 cuts. And they're just gonna get absolutely obliterated.
Yeah, bit of an oxymoron, slow playing quickly there, but here we go, nice air-to-air from slow, and it's going to be a parry from Jag4 Binks to reset to the neutral, but it's going to get chipped away. Psycho Crusher going to spend the meter immediately, so there's no scaling.
Exactly that, because you don't want scaling on your super, especially from a character like from Bison who hits hard, so you want to be hitting as hard as possible. Nice bait with the drive rush. Not able to find much more out of it. Oh, connects onto the overhead, however.
Yeah, really nice jump in from slow there. Just going to be checked with the lows. Going to be running back again, Psycho Crusher in. But I think Jag4 Binks is becoming wise to the timing and is playing a little bit more patient. But again, that overhead from Jag4 Binks doesn't end the round there. But we've seen them do that overhead to great potential in the previous sets. And it's paying off here yet again now.
That it is. So game number 1 going over to Jag4 Binks. And going back to the main menu now. So, sorry, the lobby. So, trying to see what's going to be happening right there.
I think it might be
I think a connection issue.
Yeah, it looks like a connection issue to me. I mean, Jag4 Binks can't be the one switching character because they did win the game, so therefore they are character locked until they lose a round, or lose a game, I should say, because that's how the rules work. I didn't make them, but that is how they work. You're only allowed to switch character if you lose here in the FGC. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be a character switch. I do think it's just a little bit of a connection issue. And we have got a notification of that from the TOs. It looks like just a little bit too much rollback for these players. It might just need to be a little bit of a lobby reset. But while we're waiting, why don't you go and check out Arcade Parts UK and use the code STRIKE10 for 10% off site-wide. Again, get your shiny new arcade parts for your stick or your controller or your Mixbox or whatever you want to use at your fighting game tournaments from a UK distributor. And it is an absolutely amazing place to get them because the prices are so good and you can trust them. They're in the UK, you can trust that they'll get to you, and they're great quality parts as well. And if you want it even cheaper, use the code STRIKE10 for 10% off site-wide. You support the locals, us putting on these tournaments for you guys. You support an amazing UK distributor of fighting game controllers and parts, and you get some amazing new parts for yourself. So it's a triple win, wins all around. You get to move on to grand finals with that one. 3-0. 3-0 and a handshake.
Exactly that. I mean, with Versus Fighting coming up around the corner in the summer, what a better time to get some new shiny parts to show off to the rest of your competitors than right now. You know, you want to give a little bit of time just to, you know, wear them in before, you know, you take them onto the big stage, but you want to make everyone jealous. And what better way of doing it? By getting new parts at a discounted price as well.
Absolutely. It's absolutely amazing stuff. Like, I know before, people have to, you know, ship stuff in from, you know, just somewhere in Japan making the parts. And even though they're chip parts, that shipping cost is a ton. And with Arcade Parts UK, obviously you don't get that because they are right here in the UK. So it is absolutely amazing how cheap you can get this sort of stuff, especially with our discount code. So please do go ahead and do that. But for now, I'm going to go quickly through the bracket in losers and tell you what's been happening down there. So Darkest against Unid, that was 3-2 by Unid, and they've moved on to play against Misfortune, the A.K.I main we saw play against Slow earlier on in the bracket. And in losers round 4, we also have A.K.I versus Eodart. We saw Eodart earlier on as well. Was playing that DJ earlier in bracket, so if they win that one, they will be going on to play against Suku in the losers quarterfinals. And unfortunately, from what I can see in the bracket, it looks like a DQ for someone. I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not in the bracket, but it does look like there was a DQ. Oh no, okay, so that's just been rescinded. I'm just trying to keep up to date with what our TOs are saying here in the bracket now, but yeah, just very interesting. And you know what? It's been a really exciting time now because, especially here in the FGC, because we're moving into our summer tournament season. Isn't that right, Panda Richie? You know, we are. You know, we've just come off of our, like, kind of seasonal break where it's like we've had our TWT finals, we've had, you know, our Capcom Cup, we've had all of our Arc World Tour finals, we've had all of that, you know, that's just happened. We've had our little bit of a break, and now we're heading into summer tournament season, summer majors, where you have, you know, VSF, you have Evo Vegas, you have all the big tournaments coming up now. And if these online tournament series are the best way to practice, obviously you want to take your break so you avoid burnout. Street Fighter joke. I made that totally on purpose. But, this is where you want to get your practice in, right? These 2 or 3 months leading up to these big majors is where you want to get your practice in, and these consistent monthly events are the events you want to get your practice in for, because these are other people who are clearly also intending on playing in a tournament setting. So what other way to practice for your offline majors than against other tournament players, you know?
Exactly that. They use these tournaments as their practicing rounds, as their sparring matches. In a sense, you know, gearing up for those bigger tournaments where there could potentially be more or just as much on the line, right? There's a lot to play for. No matter the size of the tournament, there's always going to be a winner, and everyone is gunning for that first place. So using these opportunities to, you know, even scope out some of their opponents. You know, there might be some new faces, you know, cropping up in these tournaments that would potentially be attending. So if you miss out, you could be going into some of your matches completely blind, unaware of potential, you know, oppositions that you could have had the chance to, you know, research on, essentially. So taking part as much as you can leading up to these tournaments, you know, within reason, without, you know, overexerting yourself, it's really important, especially if you're a competitive player, which most people tend to be. Great form of practice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we're just trying to get some updates for you in terms of what's happening with this winners final here. Obviously, a bit of a pain to do it in this winners side, especially in one of the most important games. Apparently, speed test has been done, and it's going to be a lobby remake instead of anyone being DQ'd. So it seems like connection is kind of fine on both sides. It might just be a lobby reset. If it's completely unplayable, I've just been notified by the TOs, there will have to be a DQ given. I'm not sure which side the DQ would be given to if it is unplayable, but we'll get to that if it does come around, because the connections for both players are solid. As far as I know, the current ruling in this situation for online play is to do coin flip to see who gets moved to losers or something like that. If both connections are relatively solid, as far as I know, you coin flip for who wins loses, but obviously in such an important game as winners finals, we wouldn't want it to come down to that, so hopefully the connection is okay on a remake.
Yeah, you don't want to be going down into the losers on a coin flip, no matter which side it falls on. It's not exactly the most, you know, it's not the nicest feeling, you know, in the mouth, knowing that you went down to losers based on a coin flip, especially if you're the one, you know, ahead in the score. So making sure we get that connection sorted out is really, really important. But as things are going forward, both players have been able to get the connection sorted out. So hopefully we should be getting back into lobby relatively soon. So the scores on the door is that Jag4 Binks is 1-0 up. You know, we've only played the one game, so Jag4 able to take it out. So trying whatever they can to make sure that they're not in contention of getting DQ'd. You definitely don't want that. If you want to go down into losers, at least go down fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll be a good warm-up for your losers finals, of course. With that, we have some updates from losers side, as it is fortunately catching up. Darkest versus Unid, that was won by Unid 3-2, and they have gone on to play against Misfortune, and they are about 8 minutes in to their set right now. No scores as of yet, but Misfortune and Unit are going to be a very close one. A.K.I and Eodart, they finished their game with Eodart winning 3-1. and Eodart is going on to play against Suku. So that's a very interesting game because that will be DJ versus the Mai, if I'm not mistaken, in losers quarters. So that's bound to be an interesting game. I think we've got the remake ready, so we're going to be going into this one with Jag4 Binks 1-up.
We are. So, win this final. One of these two are going to be making it to the Grands, and one is going to be heading down into losers. Right now, Jag4 has got the advantage, if only by one game, but, you know, there's still a few sets to go, and Slow has got all the time to bring it back. But as things are starting off, Jag4 had the momentum, but Slow is going to take it right back with their punish. Drive rush into the throw, sending Jag4 Binks further and further into the left-hand corner. Nice overhead on that jump in, connects in. Oh, and bites the ankles of Slow, and that is all systems go as they put the bomb onto Slow. Keeping up the pressure, drive rushing in, using those strike throws into Spectacular, and using that EX overhead to just keep Slow pummeled. All that damage from the Psycho Crusher.
Yep. One thing I did like though was Jag4 Binks' reactions, and so was Slow's reactions. They're both on point, here to take any opportunity that they can. They were breaking the throws, they were reacting to the drives, so it's been really good for them, both players actually, in terms of the reactions and capitalizing off of the things they can react to.
Now that we are progressing further and further along into the tournament, these small mistakes that either player are going to be making are going to get capitalized and punished so much more. And you can see right now, like, Slow is just trying to find an opening, but Jag4 Binks is not letting up. The defense is incredibly well, and they're going to get caught by the overhead once more. Drive rush in from Slow, but not able to find much more. Oh, a nice whiff. Punish from Slow right there. Applying that poison. Trying to get a little bit of chip damage. Both sides have got the meter, and Jag4 Binks is using that Psycho Crusher to close the gap and spend that meter to just pummel Slow into the ground quite fiercely. And they're going to put themselves 2-0 up, one game away from going into Grand Finals, Hako.
Yeah, and remember what I said at the very, very start of this set, before game one even occurred. Jag4 Binks is really solid in this A.K.I matchup. He's played it many times before, and despite it being a bad matchup character-wise, for Jag4 Binks, this is a matchup they're very, very well practiced in, and you can see it coming out in this winners finals right now.
You can see the experience that Jag4 Binks has got up against A.K.I, piloting the Bison. Nice catch in the air, nice exchange, nice throwback into the corner, keeping Slow right where they belong. Connection is going to be exchanged. Nothing more is going to come out. Oh, but nice counter from Jag4 Binks. Everything is going forward, applying that bomb, keeping Slow conditioned to make a mistake, and they're going to perfectly capitalize off of that.
One more round to get to that winner's side, that winner's advantage of Grand Finals there. So 99 seconds on the clock, and they're off to a great start.
That they are. They're not letting up against Slow. Slow having to play a little bit patiently with the bomber applied onto themselves.
Yeah,
nice
one thing I liked from Slow was the EX slide out of the corner to try and reverse the situation that Jag4 Binks was putting them in. But the thing is, it's a very, very close situation in neutral, and Jag4 Binks is winning more of those neutral infractions, despite Slow having the range advantage.
Oh, nice Psycho Crush into level 3. That's just going to absolutely decimate them. I think with the scaling, I think it's just enough to close it out. Not quite, in fact.
Overhead.
Overhead is just going to kick the heels, kick Slow right in the teeth, and kick them down into lowers. So, Jag4 Binks in 3-0 fashion secures himself the first spot in the Grand Finals. Like you said, Hako, winner's side advantage. So whoever meets Jag4 Binks in Grand Finals later on is going to have to try and reset at a contention to win the RUNBACK. But Jag4 Binks very much on track to being the first champion of the RUNBACK series.
Yeah, and like I said, if you're Jam Sesh online, OG, you would expect Jag4 Binks to be in this position. I cannot lie to you. Jag4 Binks is a very, very storied player. in this tournament series by Strike Fierce. So, you know, I think most people would have expected this, to be honest with you. I think they were our top seed going into it as well. So I think the TO's got it right on the back as well. But that being said, let's talk about our losers bracket right now. Misfortune versus Unid still occurring. They're about 15 minutes in. Suku versus Eodart, that's still happening in the losers quarters. So the winners of both of those games will go on to play against each other in the losers semis, and the winner of that losers semis will go on obviously to play against Slow in that losers finals to get to the grand finals later on, of course. So very exciting times here as we see what's going to happen next. I think we're going to have Suku versus Eodart on stream, if I'm not mistaken, so that is going to be a really good one. And I mentioned this earlier, it will be the DJ versus the Mai, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it will be DJ versus the Mai.
You're not mistaken at all. Your call was right on the money there, Hako. So DJ versus Mai, going to be quite the explosive matchup. You know, they both are, you know, quite fast characters in the grand scheme of things. One, I'd say, you know, well, they're both incredibly stylish in their own right. You know, they're in their own fashion, so to say. Both these players, you know, have been performing incredibly well throughout their bracket. But it's going to be interesting to see which one is going to be coming out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would expect, you know, the DJ player to, you know, kind of output more of that range zero strike throw mix, like I've mentioned before, and the Mai player to kind of play a little bit slower than that, try and find their gaps where they can, and try and expose any gaps and strings or pressure that they can find, and maybe play a little bit more keep out with the fans. But that being said, DJ has some good projectiles on their side as well, so they can play that game as well if they choose to. But you'll see a lot of, you know, setting the projectile, running in behind it, or drive rush in behind it, and then using that to output the offense. And it's going to be the player that actively finds those gaps in neutral more effectively to try and find that engagement, rather than who actually, you know, runs in, gets that damage first. It will be the player who finds those gaps and exposes those opportunities more to get that, you know, aggressive advantage that they want, that will win that set between the two players.
Very much will be the case. It's going to be interesting to see how either of them will be going up against each other. I think from what I recall, Eodart, you know, they like to try and play aggressive, but they're also more patient. Whereas Suku, I think, prefers to go, you know, more aggressive in on the engage, using that Mai, using the, you know, the tools that they have, the, you know, the techniques that they have in their back pocket. You know, Mai is quite the forgiving character, I'd say, compared to a character like DJ, who, you know, a bit more difficult to pilot. However, if you are proficient, DJ is an incredibly powerful character for anyone to face. So if Eodart gets a slight advantage over Suku, it's going to be very dangerous for Suku to try and claw their way back. But all will be awaiting whilst we're seeing the match going forward. But that being said, Hako, how has the tournament been shaping up in your eyes? Is everything going as predicted, or are we seeing a few upsets here and there that, you know, we weren't contending for?
Yeah, for me, it's going pretty as expected. Jag4 Binks and winners side grand final as expected for me. The one player I thought would make it a little bit further in the back there is Link Nova, who we've known from Strike Fierce's past. Jam Sesh Online, SF6 has appeared in quite a few before and has actually done quite well in those previous brackets, but unfortunately went out and loses round 3 to Unid before as well. Snelson, Strike Fierce's very own Snelson, went out in losers round 3 as well, so quite a few of the Strike Fierce regulars here going out quite early. Harry SP94 also dropped a little bit early, you know. And yeah, I've just been notified actually that, you know, Link Nova won a big tournament here in the Midlands here in the UK called Roundabout last year. That was held in Milton Keynes. It was quite a big regional, and Link Nova won that and has gone out quite early today in losers round 3. We've seen Jag4 Binks versus Link Nova in the final, and Link Nova actually beat some pretty notable names at Roundabout, including Matt Hazard, and was our first seed today. So Link Nova dropping a little bit early than expected, according to most of us. But for me, Jag4 Binks has always been one of the biggest proprietors of this bracket, and I'm not surprised to see them in grands already. So very excited to see what happens. With that said, we do have an update on one of our losers quarterfinals. Misfortune versus Unid went the distance, and Misfortune won that 3-2. So Misfortune guaranteed in our losers semi-finals now, and Suku versus Eodart currently happening.
That it is, and as the way that the lower bracket is going, it's looking like Misfortune is really trying to go for that revenge match. Against Slow. I think they want that A.K.I mirror match off again. I think.
Yep.
They didn't appreciate that Slow sent Misfortune down into lowers, and they want revenge to knock them out of the tournament and prove to them that they can go toe to toe against them A.K.I mirror. But as the bracket is progressing on, we are seeing that Eodart is 1-0 up against Suku right now, so that DJ coming into play incredibly well. So as we're waiting for that bracket to continue on, it's looking like, the bracket has just updated itself. It's so spectacular. Eodart suddenly winning 2 rounds just right there and then. So that's a 3-0 victory against Suku. So Suku's run is ended at the losers' quarters, but they have secured themselves that top 8 spot. So Misfortune versus Eodart now, as we're going into the loser semi.
Ooh, yes it is. Wow. Brilliant stuff there. And what I'm finding is that, like I said earlier, I made the early caster call early on in the bracket that I wouldn't be surprised to see Misfortune versus Slow again in the losers finals as our first run back of the run back. So I'm one set away from having a caster call be correct for once and not be caster cursed. So we'll see what happens.
Don't speak too soon just yet, Hako. There's much more room for those curses to take play. But so far so good. Some deity out there is shining their blessings upon you right now. So maybe you've been making the right calls, and let's see if that continues going on. Yeah,
I'm going to be interested to see how this A.K.I plays against Eodart's DJ, because as far as I know, Misfortune hasn't played a DJ the entire tournament, so it's going to be interesting to see how they actually change their perspective onto this matchup, because Slow beat Eodart earlier in A.K.I DJ. Let's see if Misfortune can do the same matchup, as Slow is 1 round away from playing that mirror match yet again.
That they are. I think if you're Eodart right now, facing another A.K.I player might be setting in some PTSD, and it's all about the mental of how they're going to be able to overcome it. Jumping over the EX Fireball is going to get caught by the anti-air, using an EX Fireball of their own, but they're going to get caught by the gap closer right there. Oh, they're going to block the EXDP and get put into Burnt Out, and that is going to be all they wrote. And Eodart is reliving a nightmare once more. But this time, it's Misfortune that's dealing the damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, nice catch with the projectiles. It's actually going to convert off of that. Going to spend quite a lot of drive there to get not too much damage on the board. I wonder if maybe there could be a little bit more conservation there from Eodart.
Eodart now playing a little bit slower. But unfortunately, patience is normally a virtue, but for them, it's been causing their demise. Misfortune capitalizing on it. The EX Fireballs are going to get parried. Oh, a nice overhead from the EX dive right there to just close in the gap. But Eodart using the level 2. Dancing in spectacular fashion.
Hey, got quite a lot of the rhythm right, to be honest with you.
Closing out the music quite nicely. but they are in burnout right now. So chip damage is going to be a thing of danger that they need to worry about. And if it's not chip damage, it's the arms of misfortune throwing them away.
Wow. Chip. Yeah, Chip's out.
So misfortune winning by slither right there as they chip them out. And right now, misfortune got the momentum to keep it going forward. Waiting for a moment to close in. Hako, keep it going.
Yeah, nice long range there for misfortune there. Really good spacing to actually catch that punish counter on the startup of Eodart's projectiles. So really nicely done for misfortune. They're really finding something with their spacing right now that is catching Eodart off guard. So if they keep that up, they're going to be in good stead for the rest of this set.
Oh, the EX fireball connects onto them, but Eodart is going to put themselves into burnout. Misfortune has to be patient in how they engage because they're close to burning out themselves. And Eodart is able to capitalize off of that. Drive rush in to catch those ankles. It's going to be more than enough.
No, just short.
Yeah. Oh, just plunging those nails, those talons of poison into the toes of Eodart is going to seal the deal through chip damage once more. That punish is very nice. Sliding in, but techs the throw. Playing a little bit of a footsies games, and misfortune is going to be the one to win out. Using the nice B&B combo to set up their poison once more. Oh, they're going to use themselves.
Wow.
Give them a bit of a frame trap now to just take the round with a perfect. And they're putting themselves one round away before meeting that A.K.I mirror.
Yeah, absolutely. It's looking very swift right now for misfortune. And Eodart really needs to find something with their timing or, you know, their spacing, because misfortune is just catching everything right now. So Eodart really needs to find a mix-up somewhere.
That Harry is going to put them into burnout right there. Misfortune just toying with their food right now, but nice throw into the corner. Going to parry the fireballs, jumps over. Drive rush is not going to connect, but it is going to put Eodart into the corner now where they are going to get chipped out. They get their drive back, able to parry, but they're just going to get punished.
Yeah, nice jump over the projectiles. And what I really liked there from misfortune was the drive rush underneath Eodart's jump in to actually reverse the situation. That was absolutely brilliant for misfortune.
Nice connection onto the crosser from misfortune right there. All the momentum is going their way. Eodart very much living in a nightmare as misfortune is just putting on the pressure. Nice B&B combo, trying to just go for a little bit of a different mix-up dart into something different, Hako.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, misfortune is looking to go 6-0 here in rounds against Eodart. And this match couldn't have lasted more than 3 or 4 minutes if misfortune does take this round. It is absolutely nuts how quickly misfortune has dismantled Eodart. And that is going to be it. And that's going to be the A.K.I mirror in losers finals.
That it is. Your call has been made. You're right on the money. I think we know which script you are reading from, Hako.
I've done it! I got one! Yes!
So, Slow versus Misfortune. A revenge match now into the losers final. Now, looking at the bracket, Slow was the one to send Misfortune to losers, but it did go the full distance. So, both players are in contention for that grand finals. Either one of them could take it, and I wouldn't be surprised for either one to go through. If I was to say, it would be nice to see if Misfortune was able to, you know, take the grand final spot, you know, get a little bit of revenge onto Slow. But again, I wouldn't be too surprised if Slow put themselves into the top 2 spots.
Yeah, it'll be our first run back of the run back in terms of this tournament series. And, you know, the thing is, no matter who wins this losers finals, they're going up against Jag4 Binks, who we saw dismantle A.K.I so expertly in the winners finals, and who I've said before has really good matchup knowledge against the character. So whoever wins this has a lot of trouble waiting for them in grands. But either way, let's see our first run back of the run back in our losers finals of Misfortune versus Slow.
Both just trying to play neutral as A.K.I does. A nice jump in from Misfortune. to just punish Slow, setting up with that drive reversal. Manages to find the connection. Oh, gonna block the cross up, but then gonna get caught by a second jump in. Misfortune gonna take the throw, parrying the fireball, but getting caught by the drive rush into the low, getting sent into the corner. Drive rush in to keep the combination going, but it is going to drop, but the counter hit finds a way, catching Misfortune on mashup, and Slow is just going to be eating and feasting so deliciously well.
Yeah, Slow got caught on a barre there, and Misfortune, you know, just absolutely took, you know, so much pressure at the corner, so much advantage taken, and Slow completely deserved to win that round. That was so overwhelming. Incredibly
so. Now, Slow once again taking the momentum in their favor. Ooh, drive rush in, but jumping just before trying to bait out the throw. The Misfortune is not going to bite the bait. Going to keep the momentum going. That level 1 super gets ripped. Oh my goodness, what is up with these A.K.I players letting these level 1 supers, ripping them on the wake up? It's going to work out so well for Slow. They put Misfortune into the corner, and that poison damage is chipping away the health bar. Connects on to the level 3. They have got the critical heart, so the damage is going to be much, much more deadly.
Oh, it kills!
Oh my goodness, it kills! I knew it was going to be damaging, but my goodness, their entire health bar just disappeared right there and then.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to point out is that level 1 is stopping that meaty on get up, and it's just a really good option. But the thing is, do you want to spend a bar on it? Because the thing is, blocking into wake up for a lot of these situations seems to be losing people rounds, because the offense A.K.I output is so overwhelming, that snowball is so dangerous to deal with, that spending the meter, you know, you might want to do it, but then you don't have the meter for an all-important round 3, right?
Wait, the level 3 just whiffed from Slow right there. It didn't connect. But that being said, oh, Misfortune is going to use that level 1 to keep themselves in a safe spot. Nice, perfect parry. Sending Slow into burnout. They're going to take the corner. Drive rush in. They've got the meter. Oh, nice setup for A.K.I right there. And that's going to be all they wrote.
Nicely done. And this is the thing. This is, you know, what you need to be careful of is that, you know, get up option, because if you pick the wrong one, you're gonna get put into that snowball. If you abare at the wrong time, if you jump off of get up, if you super wrong, that could mean the end of the round, because these rounds are going within, you know, 10-15 seconds if someone gets the wrong get up option.
With all the tools in the toolbox, it's very difficult to decide which one is always going to be the best option. Slow is doing everything that they can to put up a good defense. Chip damage is going to take a little bit of their HP, but they managed to connect onto Misfortune, and all these anti-airs coming out from Slow, playing incredibly well. Misfortune finding an anti-air of themselves. Slow manages to get their drive gauge back just in the nick of time, able to let loose those EX fireballs. Catches their ankles, but not much more. Misfortune going to take the turn back. Parrying those fireballs. Oh, but get caught on the drive rush overhead. Gets put into burnout, but that is going to be the round.
Yeah, and one thing I'd like to point out is when either of these two are on offense, the option coverage is absolutely nuts. If you let the A.K.I get in with full resources, the amount of option coverage they have is absolutely insane. It's such a difficult situation to get out of, and it just goes to show how solid both of these two players are playing, is not letting their opponents out of any advantageous situations, just pushing the advantage to their limits to the point where it's almost a checkmate situation where it even happens in the first place.
But those lows are incredibly vicious. Trying to go in for the overhead right now from Misfortune, not able to find anything more about it. The A.K.I neutral playing exactly how both players want to play. Misfortune is going to put themselves into burnout, but they are going to find the connection, and it's going to pay off dividends as they go into the level 3. I think with the scaling, it's not going to be enough.
No.
Slow still has got a little bit of driving edge, but Misfortune is going to get caught by that fireball. And Slow is just going to drive rush in. They're going to put themselves into burnout. They have got the critical art. And they're going to pop it. They're going to close the round out and seal the deal and put the round onto even Stevens. 1-1 as we're going to go into game number 3.
Yeah, very nicely done from Slow there on that comeback. Got the projectile hit on the aerial jump in and used the drive rush immediately to output pressure and take the round there. Really nicely done from Slow, recognizing that hit and taking advantage as much as possible as soon as that happened. Very opportunistic gameplay, very well done from Slow.
Slow having all the momentum in their favor. Applying a lot of pressure now onto Misfortune. Both players are slowly approaching burnout, but Slow is going to be able to build up that drive gauge back slowly but surely. Misfortune is very much in the danger zone as they put themselves into burnout with their EX slide, but they managed to find their way and managed to commit on the opportunity that was presented to them. Oh, the trade from the specials is done very nicely, and Slow is going to catch them on.
What is this?
The cross level 2 super to chip them out.
Wow! What great analysis of the situation from Slow. You barely ever see that level 2, but Slow was ready and noticed it would chip out. Yeah, what a great analysis of the situation. Well done from Slow. My goodness.
You can definitely see how proficient Slow is on their character to know that that chip damage was more than enough from that super. And just connect him onto special. Is going to drive rush into the throw, trying to catch the ankles, and they managed to find it on the second attempt. The EX fireball coming out from Misfortune, walking behind just to try apply the pressure, trying to close the gap. Oh, but the parry attempt was foiled. And now there's an opportunity for Misfortune to push it, but the drive impact does not work. And Misfortune is going to pay for that gamble that cost them dearly.
Yep, anything you can do, I can do better. Your drive impact whiffs, my drive impact will hit. And that's going to be 2-1 for Slow.
A little bit overzealous from Misfortune right there on that last exchange. But as we're going into a potential final round, could Misfortune bring it to a 2-2 scoreline, or is Slow going to once again get the upper hand in this A.K.I mirror matchup? And right now, Misfortune is putting on a great show, putting Slow in their place.
Nicely done from Misfortune, getting in against the projectile. Really well done. The jump in gets caught by the anti-air. And now we're heading back with a drive impact from Misfortune. This is going to be good damage.
This is going to be a great opportunity. Trying to set up for Oki, but not able to find their mark. But they drive rush in, keeping Slow into the corner, just beating the living snot out of them. The little death by 1,000 cuts not going to be quite enough. Now Slow is using that level 1, connects. Misfortune trying to keep themselves alive in this tournament. One round away from putting themselves onto a final game. Ooh, drive rush in from both sides. They're going to counter and trade each other. Misfortune once again getting caught out by the fireball in the air. Slide out. But gets caught by the overhead. And now Slow is going to pummel Misfortune as a EX slide into the grab. Drive rush in, catches them, puts them into burnout.
Nice punish. And like I said before, you're going to see a lot of this. Setting the projectile and then running in behind it. But now Slow 99 seconds away from the run back in grand finals here against Jag4 Binks.
Oh, nice reactions from the EX slide to get away from that EX dive in. Now both A.K.Is are just using the EX fireballs. Drive impact is going to get countered. They're both going to put themselves into burnout, but Slow's got themselves on the upper hand. Oh, but it's going to get jumped over. Now Misfortune is going to take back that turn. Going to go into level 3 now. And that's going to put a lot of damage into Slow's HP bar. And now as that poison damage is also going to be slowly chipping away. 50% HP. Dangerous situation now. Slow does have the level 3. But Misfortune has got the drive gauge back and is going to stun them into the wall, setting them up for the poison. And that's going to be all they wrote. And Misfortune is going to keep themselves alive in this tournament once more.
What a combo! Almost gets the kill just from that, but wait a second. Wait a second. Slow's still in this.
I think I made the call a little bit too early there, Hacker. I think we might be getting Cassicus, and Slow could be going for a miracle comeback right now. Could this be an opportunity? Slow could take it.
Level 2, wait a second!
Level 2 puts themselves into burnout from the EX. Oh, but Misfortune drills their way in. That was cutting it incredibly close for either side. Shiver me timbers.
Very close, and now Slow off to a great start in game number 5. We're heading to yet another game number 5 between these two gamers. Oh my days.
Slow drive rush into the throw. Great start for Slow. Great, perfect parry from Misfortune. Using that opportunity to dish a little bit of the damage back. Oh, but that drive rush is going to get punished. Drive impact's going to get countered.
Reactions.
Nicely done from Misfortune. Once again, they're both in burnout. Level 2 coming out. Oh, gets interrupted.
Counter hit. Nicely done from Misfortune. Interrupted the wake up super and then is able to convert into getting the round. Now Misfortune is on grand finals point right here.
That they are. Misfortune is a 1 round away from sending themselves into the grand finals, but if Slow hasn't got anything to say about it, they're going to bait and break the defenses of Misfortune. They're going to send them into the corner, but they're going to drop the combo, and the parries are going to be going out. Misfortune is going to take back their turn. They're going to put Slow into the corner. Drive rush in, but that drive reversal is going to connect. Nice parries coming out from Misfortune. Great defenses. Slow is trying to find an opportunity to close in, and now as both sides are playing neutral, Misfortune is going to use the anti-air onto Slow to send them back into the left-hand side. Drive gauge from Misfortune is getting lower and lower, but those parries are going to build it right back up.
Stop.
Level 3 is in the pocket of Misfortune if they need it, so they need to bide their time. Drive rush in. Nice anti-air. Oh, it's so close.
Okay, here we go now. Gonna set the projectiles. The EX is being spent now. Playing around that neutral. EX dive in. Okay, full knockdown. Hard knockdown. Let's go. Counter hit. That's going to be a double. Luigi's. Here we go. Final round to see who gets into grands.
One of these A.K.Is will make it to grands, and the other tournament run ends right here. Whichever one it will be is up to the players. And now as both are exchanging fireballs left and right, Misfortune is going to be the first one to spend that level 2 to chip away, leaving that poison damage down on the ground. Laying a trap, ready and waiting.
Yeah, it keeps them in the corner as well, unless they want to take the poison damage to walk out, and Slow does take the poison damage and walks out of the corner. Nicely done there. Misfortune trying to keep them in the corner. Now needs to be careful. Nice, sets the projectile, drive rushes out. Gonna get a stray hit and gonna combo off of that Pandavicci.
Oh, that they are. Little Kimmy to try and bait out the throw, but not going to bite, but they are going to punish Misfortune. They're going for the attempt. They're going to get stunned now. Setting up the poison.
That's it.
And that's all they wrote. And Slow once again, not even needing a level 3, just going to finish them off in style. A 3-2 script rewrite. And now Slow once again meets Jag4 Binks in the grand finals. This script is playing out exactly how it was from winners semi-finals. What we're witnessing it again right here in the grand finals, Hako.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me get this straight. In a tournament called the RUNBACK, we're gonna get a run back into another run back. Is what we're seeing right here. The tournament is true to its name. So here we go. We did see a big advantage for Jag4 Binks in the winners final. It was a 3-0 versus Slow. And Jag4 Binks has the winner's side advantage. And for those in chat who need a reminder, that means Slow needs to win 2 best of 5 sets in a row. So first one to knock Jag4 Binks into losers, and the second one to knock them out of the bracket. Jag4 Binks only needs to win 1 best of 5 set, given that Slow is already in the losers bracket. So therefore, Slow has a big mountain to climb, especially since Jag4 Binks has already won this matchup 3-0 in the winners finals.
You're Jag4 Binks right now. You're feeling incredibly confident going into this grand final of the RUNBACK. So, Hako, let's run it back. Let's get this grand finals underway.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go right now.
Starting things off, we are trading a couple of blows here and there. But Jag4 going to try use that Psycho Crusher to just punish Slow's EX attempt at getting in. Oh, trying to delay the Devil's Reverse, if I'm correct. Just bait them out. Oh, nice bait
nice
on
overhead.
the throw.
And
Nice
the command grab. That's going to be it. Yeah.
Yep. Nicely played from Slow right there. Very much a different script that we're seeing play out right here compared to what we saw in the winners final. Oh, the slide under the Psycho Crusher. Coincidences are a fantastic thing to witness, but parrying everything, Slow's defense is an immovable fortress.
Okay, big counter hits here. Psycho Crusher in. Needs to be careful. A little bit of footsies here. Trying to find something in the stomp. Nice little throw back into the corner. Has some advantage. Punish counter coming out, but drive rush out of the corner while Jag4 Binks is keeping them in. Nice anti-air, and now Slow needs to find a way back into this round.
That they do. Jag4 Binks looks like they've got all the momentum riding in their favor. They are going to put themselves into burnout, but they are going to spend that level 3. And with the damage that's about to be dished out, it's going to be enough to close out the round. So going into the final round of game number 1, Slow still has level 3 in their back, but Jag4 Binks is more than a proficient enough player, to make up for those disadvantages.
Yeah, absolutely. But nicely done from Slow, getting that stray counter hit. Can't get anything off of it. Jump over the drive rush, make them spend the meter a little bit. But nice counter hit from Jag4 Binks and a good throw escape from Slow, but not going to break that one.
Not going to catch the crossbook, are going to mess up that throw attempt. The EX Psycho Crusher trying to just close the gap. Trying to catch them on the overhead. They are going to find one, and they are going to throw them into the corner and strike throw once more. Oh, takes the throw. Not going to get caught out by a third time. Waiting for Slow to make a mistake, but they are not going to fall for it. And Jag4 Binks' momentum has come to a screeching halt. As Slow is putting them in their place with all the tools in the toolbox to close the gap in, to throw them and send them to the other side of the map and into the corner. Nice anti-air. Drive rush in to try and connect on the overhead, but Jag4 Binks is ready and waiting. But that straight into the level 1. It's not going to be enough.
Oh, wake up super! That's going to connect! You demon Jag4 Binks! Wake up super!
He's very much been taking a page out of Slow's book with those wake up level 1 supers. Sealing round game number 1. And is off to a flying start into game number 2. Blocking that drive reversal attempt and using those EX moves to plant a bomb onto them and punish them with a Psycho Crusher from a distance. And Slow is just getting detonated.
Needs to be careful here. Perfect KO with the overhead. And Jag4 Binks is back to the form we saw in winners finals, in my opinion.
That we are. A little bit of a hiccup from the first round from Jag4 Binks, but he is now in full swing, using everything in their arsenal to chip away and whittle down Slow. Physically, mentally, emotionally, there's nothing that Slow can do right now. They're just a punching bag for Jag4 Binks. They're just going to have to take the hits and wait for an opportunity to arise, which it very much has done. And Jag4 Binks is now on the back foot. Not going to get caught by the crosser, but they are going to get caught by the throw, Hako.
Yeah, nice down jab. Going to stop that, but the level 1 going to connect, as we've seen so many times before. That's going to knock them far away. The poison's going to come through. Psycho Crusher going to go through that. Going to try and get the overhead. Nice parry. But the thing is, Slow is in the corner, and Jag4 Binks has CA.
That they do. And with these overheads connecting. Oh, we're going to get caught.
It's going to connect.
It's caught on MASH. And with that critical art blowing Slow up.
Yeah, I did say the critical art would be useful, and, Slow gets caught trying to Abare out, defend in the corner, trying to find a gap, and Jag4 Binks just says, no, hold this CA, and now I'm 1 game away from winning brands.
And they're in contention too. That's a lot of damage. That's Jag4's just dished out. Nice EX slide away. That was reverse. Just playing patiently. The footsies are coming out. And now Jag4 Binks was able to find 1 connection, but not able to capitalize off of it more. Parry trying to punish it, but not going to quite happen as Jag4 Binks plants their heels into the skull of Slow.
Oh, that's
Nice parry. Oh, crushes them in the corner with that drive impact.
Was so nice, had to do it twice. Nicely done from Jag4 Binks. If it doesn't work once, try again.
Great, perfect parry from Slow, keeping themselves alive in this tournament, and this is a start from potentially could be a great comeback. That's if Jag4 Binks has anything to say about it, and with the defenses looking as perfectious as they are, it's going to be difficult. Nice trade in the air. Ooh, that drive impact is going to cancel out that Psycho Crusher EX, and Jag4 Binks is going to get punished for it. They have got the critical heart online.
I wouldn't spend it if I'm real with you, Richie. I would actually save this CA for if they do win this round, but we'll see if they're close enough.
That bomb being planted slows down Slow's gameplay, no pun intended. And now both sides have got the level 3, so whichever one makes the connection first, it's going to be all systems go, and Jag4 Binks is going to close it out. And right here, right now, Jag4 Binks 3-0s the RUNBACK run final, Hako.
Yeah, that stray hit in neutral catches the run in and had the CA on deck to close it out. Knew exactly how much damage it was going to do, and the RUNBACK ends the exact same way as the winners finals did. 3-0 Jag4 Binks versus Slow. Congratulations to Jag4 Binks for winning the first iteration of the RUNBACK, but very, very well done to Slow. A very amazingly done bracket. Great run from them as well. But before we sign off for you guys, we will quickly do some amazing shout outs to everybody. So first of all, we'll shout everybody in the chat and everybody who's come along to the tournaments. Obviously, thank you guys for watching, and thank you for coming to the tournament. Obviously, we couldn't run these tournaments without you coming by and participating and watching. Thank you to, obviously, the TOs who have been absolutely amazing as always, working super, super hard behind the scene. They have done absolutely amazing work as always. Thank you, of course, to Arcade Parts UK. Be sure to use the code STRIKE10 on Arcade Parts UK to get 10% off site-wide. Thank you to Arcade Parts UK for sponsoring the brackets and Strike Fierce and supporting the locals. Thank you so much to them. So be sure to use Strike 10 on their site for some amazing high quality and cheap arcade parts for your new controller, for your new stick, for your new mix box, for your new whatever it could be. It is absolutely amazing stuff for them. Thank you to them. It's a win-win-win. You get amazing arcade parts. You get really cheap prices if you use the code arcade10 on the site, and you get to support an amazing local UK arcade parts manufacturer, and you support the locals as well. So it's a wins all around from them. Be sure as well, if you are part of the Strike Fist Discord, which you can find on !socials in the chat, you can follow us on everything. That's Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, everything. If you type !socials in chat, follow us everywhere on the Discord. You'll also be able to purchase very limited run Strike Fist stickers, which you can see. I have one on my stick right now for the Jam Sesh locals. It's right there. You can see it on camera. They're absolutely amazing. They're high quality. Please do go ahead and purchase them. They're one of the best ways you can support the locals. They're really, really cheap. They're really, really high quality. Support the locals with the Jam Sash stickers. Come onto the Discord, message a mod, and they'll get you delivered to you as soon as possible. But that being said, Panda Richie, shout yourself out. Where can the people find you if they want to see more of you?
Yeah, thank you, Hacker. Yeah, so if you want to see like any more of me, Panda Richie Cass on Twitter. That's where I'm more active in terms of social media, or if not, you can see me on the jam sessions or potentially other tournaments within the FGC space. So thank you for everyone that was taking part today. Fantastic show up, fantastically played from every single competitor that took part, no matter how short or how long your bracket run was. Congratulations to Jag4 Binks for winning, and congratulations to Slow for taking that second spot. So Hako, it was a pleasure casting with you. TOs, it was a pleasure working alongside you, and chat, we all love you.
Yeah, we will see you all next time. We're going to raid Damascus. We'll see you all next time, guys. Cheerio!